What's happening, gang? How y'all doing today? So, it's no secret fact that African Americans get sentenced to more time than other ethnicities, I say, right? And I feel like we get prosecuted unfairly. And what I mean by that is, all right, I feel like judges don't look necessarily into our backgrounds before they sentence us, right? Now, I want y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to y'all about something. I want y'all to stay with me, all right? Now, let's say it's a kid, right? 16 years old, and he decides he no father in the household, no role models, anything like that. Grew up in the hood, grew up in a bad neighborhood, raised by a single parent. He go outside, right? Let's say he went raised in Chicago or something like that. He go outside and he's enticed to this environment, right? And in certain environments, they make bad stuff seem like the right thing to do. Like, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they're very big on drug dealing. So a lot of people feel like if you're not a drug dealer, you ain't on nothing, Like, even the women wouldn't mess with you. They'd tell you, like, I want a drug dealer. Like, I don't want a 9-to-5 worker. I don't want a hard working dude, you know what I'm saying? Come home, all smelly and shit from work. They don't want dudes like that. They want dudes that sell what they sell, that do illegal stuff like that. Y'all get it? So imagine a dude growing up in that environment where no father figure, no role model, no discipline, and he's exposed to an environment where they do nothing but wrong. After a while, it kind of seems like the wrong thing is the right thing to do. But y'all won't get it though, because y'all never been in that predicament. Y'all never grew up in certain situations like that to understand where I'm coming from. But hopefully this video does reach people that do understand, right, gang? So y'all didn't grow up there, so y'all don't get it. But if this person has no guidance or anything like that, and I understand that every human is born with common sense. Don't get me wrong, everybody has common sense. But at the end of the day, people will have common sense though, but certain people wasn't taught right from wrong. Now, common sense wise, we know that, let's say, killing. The 16-year-old dude shot somebody. We know that shooting is a bad thing for somebody to do necessarily, correct? We know that murder is a bad thing, but if you grew up in a certain type of environment, they make bad stuff seem like it's a good thing. Like, let's say Chicago, they're big on going on drills, killing people, stuff like that. So it just seemed like a normal thing. Everybody doing it, so if everybody else doing it, it seemed like the right thing to do, correct? That's the type of environments that we grew up in. That's the type of environment I grew up in, right? Well, really the Milwaukee one I just explained. But yeah, people grew up in those type of environments. So with that being said, if you're only 16 years old and he go down for a body, right? He actually didn't really even know any better. He had no guidance. He had no discipline. I would like to think about it if that boy was born in a rich neighborhood. If he was born in a rich neighborhood with rich parents where he wasn't exposed to the stuff that he was exposed to, who's to say this same boy would come out the same way that he did? You really think this boy would be out here shooting at people, killing people if he was raised in a whole nother environment? Look where he came up from. And if you don't have that father figure, everybody wants to be like their parents, man. Like, your dad might have been in the army and you grew up in, I want to be like my dad. Everybody wants to be like their dad. My dad was in the army. Oh, my dad was a firefighter. Everybody wants to follow in their father's footsteps. Like Ronnie James, with LeBron James. So if your dad gets incarcerated, what's that going to make his son? What's that going to make you? You get it? And if that little boy, and a lot of black males go through the same thing, including me. I'm talking to me and not y'all now. A lot of black boys go through the same thing where they don't have a father figure or a role model in the house to teach them right from wrong. So they go outside trying to be a man and go in the streets and find out that that's not a type of way to be a man. That don't make you a man at all, because you will shoot a trigger and take somebody's life. That's not the right thing to do at all. And a lot of people don't understand or get that. You understand what I mean? And they end up in bad situations. So I would like to think though, like, this boy is 16 years old, right, gang? And he goes down for a body, correct, gang? And he gets sentenced to 60 years. Bro, like, okay, I understand that the boy did something wrong. He took somebody's life. But look at his background and where he came from. It's not technically his fault, but it's his fault. He has common sense, but he doesn't have discipline that every kid should have gotten. We didn't get the same upbringing as you did. He didn't get the same upbringing as y'all did. He came up differently. He came up in a wicked area. So he turned to a wicked person. It's called being a product of your environment. He gets 60 plus years. That's excessive as fuck. Think about it. By the time he get out after that 60-year sentence, he'll be, 76, my bad, I'm trash at math. He'll be 76 years old. He'll be a grandpops. You know what I'm saying? If he even make it to that age. Dudes going to jail getting 40 years, 30 years. That's excessive, man. At like 18, 19 years old, getting out. If you got 30 years, that's 58 years old, 60 years old. Wouldn't get out for a long ass time. I feel like that's excessive to sentence somebody that young to that amount of time. Especially they don't know no better. Scientific research shows that the brain doesn't fully develop till age 25. So that means that, think about it, a 16-year-old from a 25-year-old. 16-year-old's brain didn't even fully develop yet. He don't know really right from wrong. He only know what he's been exposed to. A parent can only, one single mother can only tell a kid so much. And this real shit can only tell a kid so much, gang. Right? So, and it's unfortunate too. It's not like people want to grow up in these neighborhoods. Some people born in these type of environments and they become products of their environment without even wanting to, gang. I feel like my people get sentenced to too much of excessive time. 20 years is enough. If he's 16 years old, right, and he got sentenced to 20 years, he'll be out when he's 36. I feel like 20 years should be the maximum for young people to go to serve in jail, and no more than that. Because that's at that point, it's like what are you really gaining from that, you know? Like, motherfuckers will never get out. That's crazy, though. Like, I don't know how to really explain that, gang. Take somebody's whole life away, gang. And like, people only really have one life to live. But a lot of y'all probably won't understand this video and stuff because y'all didn't grow up in these environments and y'all not looking from the perspective that I'm looking from. The judge is not looking from the perspective of what a lawyer is looking from. The judge is not looking at the perspective of Devin Martinez and what Devin Martinez is trying to pitch to y'all. The judge only sees criminals. The prosecutor gives the judge, slide this piece of paper on the judge's desk and showing the judge what this person did, and the judge not thinking, okay, well, what drove him to be this way? You know, did he just wake up one day and decided, oh, I'm gonna go shoot at somebody? Or was it something else that drove him to this way? How did he grow up? Where he from? Did he have a parent in the household? What could have possibly caused this? But usually them judges that be judging people and sentencing people to 60-something years ain't never ever lived in the hood a day in their life. They went to a preppy school, you know what I'm saying, that you gotta pay to get into, a preppy college school. None of my people are in there. What else? Probably ain't never seen the hood a day in their life, but they want to sit here and prosecute people. How could you? I feel like it's not fair for somebody who never been in that position to try to prosecute somebody. You don't understand what people go through. You don't understand this type of people. So you sitting here over here, you might think that little 16-year-old boy is evil, but he's not evil. He just misguided. He's just misled. And that's what a whole lot of these kids are. A lot of these people y'all call YNs, they're just misled. They're not evil, they're not criminals. They just don't know any better. Usually they get sentenced this huge amount of time, but they brain not even developed. They don't even know no better. Nobody taught them right from wrong. Get some kids whose parents really don't give a fuck about them. For real, I was lucky to have at least one parent that gave a fuck about me. You know, some people, mother and father, don't care about them, so they got no choice but to turn to the streets. But yeah, that's why I'm in school for criminal justice right now. Though I'm studying that because I want to get into law. Like I want to change the way people are prosecuted, especially my people, because I feel like it's unfair to us the amount of time we get, and I feel like it's just unfair the amount of time they try to give people for dumbass shit, especially African Americans too. They try to give us the most time versus if it was somebody else, a different ethnicity, they try to give them less time, and I feel like it's unfair to us because how the fuck is somebody I know serving 22 years and Derek Chauvin is serving fucking 12? He killed a man in cold blood in front of everybody. That's crazy, gang. You know? Derek Chauvin, and if you don't know who Derek Chauvin is, that's a person that's a cop that killed George Floyd, if you don't know. But yeah, gang. Hey, but y'all have a good weekend though, bro. That's all I got for today. Love.